Wow, okay, so running changed his color because he didn't win with the new color. Is that what just happened here? Game number 3, Syscon has the Poles, running as the Bohemians. Game 1, running went for this color. He won. Game 2, he didn't go for this color and he lost. So I guess he's switching back to his comfort pick. We've got Fortified Clearing. And Poles Bohemians should be a really fun one. Though Bohemians are the slower civ, but better if the players can just fight through the middle in one spot. And then the Poles, they're probably going to be more around spamming those farms and spamming the cav. So the Poles will really want to utilize the side control available on this map to raid. And making things messy there. So. But I'm wondering if Syscon will go Tower Rush. Because what you could do to get some control on this map is you could actually go towers. The stone walls only have 1,000 HP. Especially if the Bohemian player has the respect that you might go for scouts. They might wall up a lot in Dark Age on the outside. If the player walls on the outside a lot in Dark Age, they delay their feudal. And so just a super fast tower rush through the middle could maybe do something. Also could be maybe fast feudal. Just for the eco upgrades. Or for the scouts, like I said, for Syscon. Because he might go to the outside. You've got options. So we'll see. Someone is asking about their age. So according to someone in my chat who says they're looking in Wikipedia. Running was born in 95. I knew Running would be a bit of an older player. So what does that make Running? Running is either 29 or 30, I guess. And then Syscon was born in 2003? Oh, God, that makes me feel so old, dude. Syscon was born in 2003. Okay, so if you're born after the year 2000, you're definitely next generation, new generation for Age of Empires 2. So that would make him... he's like 21, 22, basically. And you'll find a lot of players who came up from silver to gold are in that age category. There's 18-year-olds, there's 19-year-olds. I mean, there's also a 30-year-old, I think, but that's pretty sick for the scene, guys. The main thing Syscon needs is experience. And so, I said at the start of the cast that I think this season is going to be huge for Syscon's career. I've been waiting for him to do something big because I've seen how good he is on Arabia and on the ladder. I think it's hard to gain confidence when, if you sign up for a qualifier for an S-tier event, you're going to be up against, like, Tato in the second round or something. But if you're not running into the top 24, if you're just simply amongst the next 24, I think you could start to believe a little bit more in yourself. And, potentially do some pretty big things stemming the other tournaments, so yeah, walls on the outside from Running. This is fast castle. And then Syscon is going fast feudal. But I don't think this is for a tower rush. This is probably just for eco. I'm not like... Are there any arena clowns in here that can tell me what they think of this build? I'm not completely in love with it. It's certainly not the worst thing. Still getting good, solid food eco and getting those eco upgrades in Feudal Age with Poles is going to feel good when you make it to Castle. I just wonder if maybe you could have also gone fast Castle into Scouts, though. Oh my god, he's making his barracks here because he doesn't want to place farms here. It doesn't feel right, but that is actually the correct play, in theory. Because you will want all your farms around your full work. This house actually is blocking a farm, so he might need to delete that later. So he is going to make scouts. I mean, he sees his opponent is fully walled. He's going to make the stable anyways. I guess we'll see if I'm in love with that decision or not. As long as he's not delaying his eco upgrades and still doing this, I think it's probably okay. See this villager headed off to the side here, maybe to build something. And Running knows his opponent is up right now, so Running's fully walled. He's not being tower rushed. He probably just assumes this is fast feudal into eco upgrades. And more scouts are going to be on the way. This could be for a forward archer range from Siscon. No loom. And there is a wolf here. Oh, forward wall. Well, if you're going to go forward wall, why not go further forward? Polish vills do regenerate. So I think if you were to fight off the wolf with poles, you would actually win. And okay, woo-woo-woo's denied. Maybe this is... Ah! Okay, we have another situation over here. I mean... I'm still not really certain I'm in love with that, because I think the Bohemian player is going to be the one who doesn't want to play the outsides anyways. I guess if you make a gate here so you can go through and your opponent can't, it's still really good. But, like, if anyone's going to wall the outsides in this matchup, you would think it would be Bohemians, right? Wolves go down. Sad woo-woo-woo noises. Walls will go up. Eventually, Siscon will go for some stone mining. We'll receive a little bit of gold income from that. I'm not hugely in love with the opening from Siscon. The additional scouts don't add any value here for him. It's looking a little clueless, which maybe is to be expected because this is Running's home map and not his. But I could be wrong. Seems like Running is building up for a castle. Running might even want a forward castle. The fact that Running is scrambling up a barracks right now and has loom makes me think he wants spearmen to protect his vills and a forward castle. Welcome in, everybody. I missed a lot of people. Jim Bob, Elite Expat, hello. Griffmeister, welcome back. Holy Byzantium, hello. Gold Strikes, Mr. Gix. I will heal you. Shulker, hello. Happy weekend, guys. We have this series, and then in like another hour, so we might have a little bit of time to kill. We have another series in TTL today. There's the wall in the market from Siscon. There's the wall as well. Again, he doesn't have a gate, though, so he can't actually send new scouts into those areas later on. And now Spearmen kill his scout. And what's he thinking about? He's thinking, I want to go to Castle Age now, which he's under even more pressure to do because he produced a couple extra scouts. And now Running is going to come drop a castle on his face. Oh, man, this is going to be super tough for Siscon, man. Mgon, Ballpiece, Billo, thank you guys so much for supporting. This is about to be nuts. See, Bohemians can also boom. They're a great economic civ, but they can also do this. Castle on the way up for Running. Siscon, he clicks up to Castle Age, but there's nothing you can really do to stop that castle with all the spearmen around. Well played from Running there. Scout actually made it through for Siscon into his opponent's walls. And Running is so worried his opponent's going to attack from the outside, he'll stonewall. Which is pretty funny to me. Because obviously nothing is happening there. But castle's up. I'm sure we'll see a Hussite wagon or two. And then Running can actually just use these forward vills to take out, or to take some of the gold and to take some of the stone here. Siscon's terrified. He also did lose his scout. And so he will stonewall the front of his base here as quickly as possible. He doesn't have loom yet. He clicked up to Castle Age before the castle drop. He doesn't have loom. Well, that's a problem against the Hussite wagons, but he does regenerate, I guess. So maybe there's a positive. Stone walls were the good play here. If this unit would have gotten into his eco, it would have been way worse. Still wasn't lost to Vil. Now he loses one. And Running's even adding a petard right away. Monastery's out for Running to start snagging the relics. And Running can see his opponent's eco is in all sorts of shambles here. Being able to deny farms around a fork is also huge. Another villager goes down. Loom is in queue. Oh, man, but now the petard is here. Petard can take down that stone wall if he wants to. Siege Workshop from Siscon in a panic. TC from Syscon in a panic. Petard has taken out the wall, so now the scout and the Hussite wagon's on the way through. Again, like, I don't think Bohemians ever want to play the outside of the map. I think stonewalling the outside of the map is a really good thing to do. I'm not sure about this time. Running's eco isn't perfect behind this. Running is pretty much gone all in, and I think that's really important to remind everybody of. He doesn't have many farms. He's certainly not poles. Syscon has loom now. Units are rolling through from running. And running should be able to get every single relic in the middle of the map. So he could be on at least 5 relics. Running should know a mangonel will pop out soon. But it'll be tough for Syscon to keep that alive. Running is splitting up his units. And also the spears. I think without the spears, the mangonel would be fine to pop out. I don't know where these 2 spears are going exactly. It seems like they have a death wish. Okay. Running's also protecting this opening, so he can always bring in new wagons, which is smart. God, the food eco for Syscon is just horrible, but the mangonels hop out. Syscon cannot lose these mangonels. If he keeps these mangonels alive, he's okay. Boom, takes out the wagons. Repairs away. Beautiful play from Syscon. The spear will go down, the mangonels survive, and the Hussite wagon play might not work too much more now for running. He killed 4 vills. Might be 5. But he loses the wagons pretty quickly. And so now Syscon's feeling like life is good again, but look at the pressure. He quickly adds the farms around the folwarks. He's had 0 on food for a while here. But now running has a new plan. Running's next play is going to be a really good play against the mangonels. And so I think we'll see redemption clicked. Monks with redemption can just convert the siege. What you would need then if you're Syscon is you would need scouts. So scout mangonel could still work. But when the castle's in front of your face, it's always super tricky to know what's coming and to be able to engage against that. And will be 3 TCs for Syscon. So long term, he should have the better vill count here. And he's poles with better eco upgrades. Hussite wagon barely misses out on killing that vill, but is at least harassing. I think running will go for another forward castle here. Like, the fact that he's still on 1 TC, the fact that he's still on stone, makes me think he'll do that. But he did send a lot of vills home. Because he built the initial castle with, like, 10 vills or something. So maybe, I actually think he thought he could still come through this wall. And Syscon did a really smart thing there to wall that up. I think running could still... Oh, no, there's a gap. Never mind, it's not walled. The villager got sniped right before that. And now a petard from running. Yeah, running wants to come through again. And running can be through pretty quickly because he'll just convert the houses. The Hussite wagon got sniped. Panic time for Syscon, though. This was the #1 pick from running. He knew he had a distinct plan the entire way through. It could have been... I really do think this could have been a boom game. But if you boom... and you sit back, the Poles thrive with their farms and their map control. So, I don't know if this was necessarily just an adaptation to his opponent's opening. Just now TC #2 from running, and just now TC #3. A tower from Syscon. Syscon continues to do just enough to make this questionable on if running could actually do some damage here. Well played from Syscon. I mean, I know he's lost 7 vills, but it could have been so much worse, right? T90, if you're running, where do you put the second castle? Well, castling a TC is never bad, so I wouldn't personally mind building the castle here, but I wouldn't build it with just 4 vills. You'd need to bring vills forward. I do feel like running has been somewhat caught on two minds. For a while, he was thinking I'm going all in 1 TC. And then I think he couldn't do enough damage, so now he's switching his mindset. Which is normal. Excuse me. Another house should be converted. Lycav are patrolling around looking for the monks. Lycav will dive in. Now running is booming, right? So because he's focusing on eco, he won't notice that. He will lose 2 of his monks. Also, if that house is converted, that means only one of the monks here from running can actually convert siege. And there should be some siege, right? So running is to pay very close attention to this. He could easily overextend in this position. There's the siege. There's the Lycav. There's the castle from running. I think everything's going to die for running. He'll lose his monks. And if he loses his monks, he'll lose his siege. And then the castle with the 4 vills might not go up. And Syscon is holding here, guys. He's not a player who normally thrives on arena-style maps. But he's doing a good job here. Newly promoted player. Remember game number 1 as well. It looked like it was so bad for him and he was able to bring it back. Big moment, big moment. Mangonel's here to deny the castle. But there's a monk. And the monk converts it! The monk converts! Also, the Mangonel, there's another Mangonel here. There needs to be another monk, but running snipes it, dude. Oh, that's huge. Okay, well, obviously, well played from Syscon thus far. But now you've got a second castle on your face. So your TC will go down. You still have so little time to react between the point from when you see the enemy unit and when he's actually in your base. Because he's producing right here. So you always have to respect that he could send in more, which means it's very difficult to justify Imperial Age. I think that's what he's thinking about. Beautiful defense there from Syscon. The fact that running is stonewalled on the right side and the left side is actually a really big deal now. Running is going to go imp, I think. Running's probably going to buy 1,000 food in a second. Okay, more like, I don't know, 300. But yeah, running wants to go imp, to go cannons and trebs and halbs through the middle. And I thought Syscon was going to go imp as well when he built this castle. But then I saw the stables and then I saw the upgrades. Guys, this is going to be full Castle Age Knight spam from Syscon. He is good eco for it. This could work. He might need some rams eventually. But if he can get to a point where this Siege Workshop can also produce rams. I know it looks bad right now, but this might be his best chance of success. Because if you just go imp against the Bohemians, they'll research chemistry in Castle Age. They'll get bombard cannons before you. It's also 2 castles versus 1. Yeah, I love this play from Syscon. I don't know if it will work, but I love it. He's even making petards. He's a madman. I don't know. Maybe he's making petards so he could do something on the sides. Oh my god, running is going to wall him in. Bro, that's so good. But running, you actually need to full commit to this, man. The one way running doesn't die to an all-in Castle Age is if he walls his opponent in. So it's a good play. Running doesn't know what's going on back there. But running can see the score is really high for Syscon. So that's big enough of a score difference, which tells you your opponent isn't on the way to imp. Because there's no way with the way this game is flowed that Syscon is that far ahead. So that is Syscon making army and being in Castle Age with maybe a slight Vill lead. In combination with running having no army and clicking up to imp. That's what skews those scores a little bit. Seems like running wants to make even more walls on this side. He's also checking this area. Remember, running already has 5 relics in the middle. Syscon can see the walls, but I think he doesn't feel he can do anything about it. What'll get really interesting is when we get to here. Because that's Syscon's gate. Running needs to wall in front of Syscon's gate somehow. But he probably won't think about that because he thinks he's fully walled. Pikeman's on the way for running, who still hasn't seen anything. Imp is now in. He'll go to make trebs, obviously, because that's the natural thing you do. Look at the amount of petards Siscon has. Look at the amount of knights he has. Look at the eco as well. His eco is really strong here. Yo, thank you, Snelm. Welcome. Since you just got here from YouTube for the first time, please salute away. Skronkle, Balpy, MJan, welcome everybody. Thank you. What a game. 20 bucks for this win, but all the more important is your position in the group. This is the first round for both. Okay, Running spotted that. Running sees it. Running sees it. Siscon deletes all of his walls. There's still a gate. Is that enough? The thing is, the knights can't pass the castle here. This is a crazy push from Siscon. Look at the petards! Petards for the castle. Let's go, baby. Let's go. They actually all hit as well, which is huge because now the Rams should take down this castle. Knights should take down the Trebs from Running. Running is probably freaking out right now. Can't believe it. We've even got some Olbuk now from Siscon. More Knights on the way, but he is Castle Age, guys. Dude, this is wild. But Running's wall towards his castle may actually save him. Oh my god, look at Siscon now. He's going to drop a castle behind this. But I think Running may be able to defend this. If Running repairs his own castle and doesn't open the gate. Pikemen, do not open that gate. Yeah, let's see. He needs to repair his own castle, and then he needs to siege behind to hit the Rams. This castle's almost dead, though. Running, you need to repair with more. The castle's almost dead. Running, repair, repair, repair. The siege is still alive. Siscon is on the way to Imp. Siscon even microed his Rams. It's almost going to go down. It goes down. It goes down. Siscon is through. And he'll take the fight right before Running gets Halb as well. Halb is such an important tech here. Halb will come in mid-fight. And this will make it very difficult for Siscon to win the fights. But at least Siscon has taken some of this pressure off of himself. Now, the wild thing is the relics for Running are right here, dude. They're right here. And if they eject because of that one ram and they eject to the left underneath Castle Fire, can you imagine how crazy this will be? Let's see. Where they eject, you don't really control. It's random, but oh, okay, that benefits Running. Well, the thing is, guys, Running still has Halb, and Running has Hand Cannon now. So Halb Hand Cannon should be really good against what's currently being made. And the Vil count's also even. There will be a lot of fighting through the middle, which should benefit Bohemians. But what a game. I think Siscon needs Arbalest now. If Siscon goes Arbalest, this is his game. And honestly, who even needs it? Maybe just still spam Knights. Still spam the Olbuk. He's gotten up to 22 Olbuk as well. The Olbuk is certainly going to help against the Halps. Wow, Running is only 8 army. He's completely stunned by this. Siscon could steal those relics. Siscon could do everything here. He makes it to Imp. The Olbuk and the Knights are still shredding. All the production from Running is running right into all these units that are surrounding his buildings. And the GG's called. What a game. What a game. Siscon wins 2 straight and ends up winning his first round in Titans League Gold. Again, a player promoted from Silver. Clearly, he wasn't completely sure what to do here in the early stages. It looked like there was a little bit of confusion on how to handle this map. But once he got cooking with that eco, the 3 town centers and the farms, all he needed was commitment towards something. And in his mind, he committed for the Rams and for the Knights and for the Petards, guys. The Petards were actually game-changing. Let's go back to that castle as just a second ago. Like, if this castle doesn't go down, none of this army can advance because of Running's wall. So what that means is the first castle going down fast was huge, right? Because he got to quickly move on from this castle and go to the next. It didn't give Running time to think about what he needed to do. So I saw a couple people laughing at the whole petard idea. Usually that's pretty desperate. You don't normally see petards used at a high level unless castles are right next to one another. But he knew that the castle from running would be focused on other things, and he might actually have a chance. Running will probably be kicking himself for not focus firing down some of those petards. Maybe for, you know, not walling behind his own castle or something. But yeah, those petards were huge. What a game and what a win. That shakes things up. Running was one of the favorites in the group. He does get a win here. It's not over, of course. There's plenty more rounds, but that's good to see. There's the food collected. Look at the difference there. That was sick. Anyone who's ever been castle dropped is really loving that game. That was amazing. But a lot of the times when you're up against this type of play, you need heavy commitment towards one thing or the other. You need to go up to imp super, super fast with low eco to push it back. Or you don't go imp at all and you make Omega Army. And that's what he did. It worked out. Running would have had 0 relics. Syscon would have had like the 6 in the middle and then plus that relic, that relic, that relic. He would have had all relics. He would have had 9 relics, which is everything that's on the map. I do think he would have eventually transitioned in towards Arbalest. I mean, running had nothing at this point. Great game.